acknowledge the presence of our teachers. I hope we still call you teachers. Or is it tutors now? Teachers, right? Our respected teachers and guardians here present. I also want to specially acknowledge the presence of my area commander, heavily represented by the staff officer of the command in the person of our father here, Chief Superintendent Adekunle Ishola, who is here, is also son of the soil, and I will be inviting him to say a goodwill message on behalf of the area commander in the next few minutes. Thank you so very much.
Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning. The other people here, I greet all of you, and as well as the royal families, even though they are not here, I greet the teachers and the students. Good morning. I stand here this morning to represent the area commander, Area Command of NDLEA. We have come to give the children lecture on the role of community in the prevention of drugs and safety of the society, which is going to be delivered by the business of the branch. So I greet you all. Welcome.
Good morning, students. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. I feel honored because I have no doubt in my mind that I will be talking to the future elites of Aiyepe and the world. I am optimistic that whatever we'll be discussing here today will go a long way in your life, in the decisions you make in your life's journey. I am also almost certain that you are going to live here today as ambassadors, not only for your schools, but this community and Nigeria as a whole. If you agree with me, I want you to give yourselves a round of applause. From your respective schools, we have more than competent, qualified representatives than you. But I want to believe you stand taller and you are better equipped. The school deems it necessary to select few of you to represent your schools. So I will not be wrong to address each and every one of you as ambassadors of your schools. Am I right or wrong? Yes. So if you are the ambassadors, like I believe you are, I will not be addressing you, and I will not want you to address yourselves by your names alone. So if you have any cause to respond to us on any matter in this event, please, I would like you to introduce yourselves as Ambassador Lagbaja, Ambassador Tamedi. If you are, if you agree with me and you are happy about that, I want you to give yourself a little round of applause. If you are happy, clap for yourself. Doesn't it feel good to be so referred? I will be honored to be called ambassador. Do you know what it means to be an ambassador? A diplomat of your school or a country. It means all the respect, prestige, regard, attention, honor, and the perks of a president is bestowed on you. That is how important it is to be called an ambassador. So, today, we will not only be talking about the issues that borders around drug abuse and social biases. We will also be trying to proffer solutions. And the topic of today's conversation, I call it lead conversation because it's going to be a two-way dialogue. We will talk. We won't be talking like experts alone, but we'll be talking like partners in progress. Progress of the community, Aiyepe community, and progress of Nigeria as a country. Now, the topic I've been asked to discuss today is centers on the role of the community in drug prevention, drug abuse prevention, and public safety. I rephrased it, for better understanding, right? So we will be talking about what can the community do to prevent drugs and improve on public safety or society safety. This all important topic, I believe, affects every one of us, the young and the old, parents and in our community. So, while we are waiting for the technical team to help us put this lecture on board, I will quickly just be testing your level of understanding of the subject matter. I will be asking series of questions. Let us know how much you know about drugs and drug abuse. Do we agree we should do that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you agree, clap for yourselves again. So I will be asking questions. Please, let's first of all establish this with what we call classroom rules, so that there will be orderliness, right? So I will be asking some questions. Please, okay, let me ask. What would you want us to, what kind of rule do you want us to observe so that we minimize distraction and for us to be orderly? One, class rule that you think we can adopt here today. Quick one. All right, any volunteer, any rule you might want us to adopt? Yes. What kind of rule do you think we can adopt in this lecture so that we can be orderly as they want to? All right, do we have volunteers? Yes. Your name, according to your title, you remember, and the school you are representing.
My name is Ambassador Brown Festus from Community Grammar School.
Thank you.
The first rule I would like us to have is whenever I want to talk, you have to signify before talking.
A round of applause for him if you agree. You must signify by raising your hand and wait until you are asked to speak, right? Another rule that we will adopt. We will have like 3 or 4. Okay. Introduce yourselves. You are first Ambassador Festus, right?
The second rule I want us to follow is ask questions when not clear.
We may not adopt that. You can ask questions, but not in between the discussion, right? The question will be after the presentation. Right, a round of applause for Ambassador Maria. This school is that. Aiyepe Comprehensive High School.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Like what she has just asked you, it is better for you to jot it down. Any question you jot it down after the lecture. You can now raise your hand. I don't know.
Yes, sir. Yes. So if any question comes to your mind, please write it down so that you will not forget. Then at the end of the presentation, you can now ask your question. Third rule. Okay, let's try another school. Yes.
My name is Ambassador Aiyepe Muslim College.
Ambassador Semia from Aiyepe Community Muslim College. All right.
The third rule is that no chorus answer.
No chorus answer. A round of applause. Okay, I think for the adults, we will need an adult to come up with a rule now. We've said so much about the young ones. We want an adult to give us a rule. Any rule that you might suggest? Yes, sir.
I am Ambassador Olaseni Kasumi, representing the community. Two people should not talk at once. So you are.
That's the chorus answer. No chorus. The rule that will affect adults now is what we want to establish. Well, how about we start with phone ringing?
Oh.
Yeah. Am I in order? Do you agree with me? Phones can be a distraction. You agree? Yes. So please, all the adults with phones, because I doubt if any of you have a phone here. So for all the adults, please, let's put our phones on silence, please. Or you put it on vibration. So I will start by doing that because I won't want to. We are not establishing there will be any fine attached to this phone. Because in little about so people, they say share. Our mama, should we attach some fine? You don't want to pay fine. Okay, they say no fine, but don't do it. So let's start by putting the phone on silence, and then yes. Right, so we are about to start something phenomenal. I would like to start by asking, what do we understand by drug abuse or substance abuse? Because some people, some school of thought have argued that when we talk about drug abuse, it is limited in scope and ambiguous of one way or another. So, what do you understand? The whole knowledge you have in 2 or 3 minutes. Tell us how much do you know about this whole concept of drug or substance abuse? To go with you, Ambassador Yusuf.
Hi, Ambassador Festus.
Festus, sorry.
Drug abuse is illegal use or misuse of drugs under the doctor's prescription. So, drug abuse can also be as misuse of drugs in order to cure illnesses.
A round of applause. A round of applause. Do you know one thing that struck me about Ambassador Festus? His confidence. He's just a man, a young man that believes so much that I can. And that's the spirit of my new Nigeria. I can. Right? Kudos to you, sir. Another accent, yes, I will be picking random. Please project like ambassador. Ambassadors don't cheat, they are not jittery, they are very confident. Project a little bit. I know you are a lady. Okay? I'm okay, Adeola Royal College. Ambassador what? Amen, Muna. Amen, miracle. Speak like ambassador now. The ambassadors go on, shake the giri. Okay, go on.
Drug abuse is the use of drugs among
Okay, I thank you. A round of applause. Okay, one more attempt. Just one more attempt.
Far behind.
Okay, yes. You see, I didn't see you on time because you are coming right behind schedule. All right. Please, you introduce yourself as ambassador so. Because you will be representing your school and we see you as a worthy representative. And so we are best, giving you that title for the purpose of this occasion and for the future. So please, may we meet you?
My name is Ambassador from Brilliant.
Okay.
Drug abuse is the illegal.
Brilliant School. Brilliant Arts School. Okay. All right. I'll get used to that.
Drug abuse is the illegal intake of drug to the body that can affect the body system.
Okay, a round of applause. Thank you. Now, I've gotten at least 3 different definitions of drug. Do you have something to say that is different from the 3 attempts so far? Yes.
My name is Ambassador Babatunde. Drug abuse. Drug abuse is the wrong or excessive use of drugs without medical permission. Thanks.
A round of applause. Thank you. From the 3, no, we can only take 4 because if you continue, we still have so much to ask. Now, from the definition so far, something stands out. That one, your teachers have been doing a great job. You are not new to the concept or the topic, or you are not new to the subject matter. You've been taught at different times about drugs and the dangers associated with abuse of substances. That is not negotiable. We have that understanding. And secondly, from all the responses so far, I can tell you that our understanding of drug abuse varies. I wouldn't know, maybe it is time that did not permit you to say the much that you know. But one thing seems to be common to all the responses. Your understanding of drug centers around the use and the misuse of prescription drugs. And that is why I will be asking, if you can look at this flex or the poster, I will say, who can stand up to read what is written here? Yes, far left. This red portion. What do you have there? Yes, please. Wider. So, if drug is all about prescription or medication, why do we have to war against it? Against it abuse? That's the question. Why do we war against it? So, this is one major thing I want us to quickly correct. Drug and drug abuse is not only about medical preparations or pharmaceuticals. When we are talking about drugs, we are talking about substances that have effects on human beings or organisms. The effects that can, either alter behavior, perception, emotions, interactions, decisions, That is drug. Anything other than water or food that when we take has a way of impacting on our characteristics as human beings, that thing is drug. Whatever that can change your mood, change your perception, anything that when you have interaction with it or you are exposed to it, that you take it by any way possible, that can alter how your body functions, that is drug. So far it's not food and it is not water. So that brings us to categories or types of drug. I shouldn't be doing this because the main topic we want to address borders on what the community can do to prevent drug abuse and to promote public safety or society safety. But to create a background knowledge about this subject matter, excuse me, our technical, what's going on? Lights affected, okay. So we can quickly do this when you do a bit of catch-up. Now, we have different types of drugs. We have, but we will be categorizing them into three. Legal, legal and illegal. Legal and illegal drugs. Then, under the legal, we have restricted drugs. Also, maybe we can just categorize it into three. Legal, restricted, and illegal drugs. When we are talking about the legal drugs, we have different categories also. We have what we call social substances. Social substances are those things we take, either through drinking, eating, injection, swallowing, rubbing on the skin, sniffing, that when we take it, has a way of impacting on us. But they are not prohibited. They are not banned. No law will, find you guilty if you are caught with them, either by eating or distribution, using by yourself, or sharing with others, or sale. Example of this is alcohol. Alcohol, like we know, is not food. It's not water. You don't need it for survival. But people take it, they get intoxicated. Some misbehave eventually. Some others only take it and, for merriment, for recreational purposes. And when they use it excessively, or in a way that is considered socially unacceptable, it can lead to danger. Who can tell us some of the dangers are associated with abuse of alcohol? Yes.
Death without lungs cancer.
Yes. Alcohol, yes. Let's slow it down, the issue of death. Yes.
Vomiting.
Vomiting, yeah. Yes. Excessive use of alcohol, yes. Let us look at the immediate things. When someone is drunk around us, what do you begin to observe in the first place? Huh? Heartburn. Okay, to save our time. When people drink and drive, what happens? Accidents, road crashes occur, right or wrong? And that can lead to incapacitation of the individual or a road user. A lot of deaths have resulted, due to road crashes that occurred because someone was driving or riding a motorcycle under the influence of alcohol. Then another social drug. How many of us know about caffeine or coffee? They drink it as tea, right? The educated ones in those days, it's one of the signs to show that no, they are executive. You always see a tea there in their office. The secretary, my secretary, bring my tea. Or they know the time of the day they give them tea. And then they get home, day or night, even in our hot environment, they will be zipping the tea. You know, it's a symbol of class. And while we were growing up, when it was time for exam, and that exam fever comes, a lot of us, adults, will tell you we survived through the exam fever drinking what? Coffee. Why do we drink it now? We can sit.
We drink it to stay awake.
To stay awake, right? She's correct. Why do we take it to stay awake? It contains a chemical property. Who can tell us what that chemical property is? I've mentioned it today. Caffeine. Who said that? Who is the ambassador? Brilliant one there. Caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulating property that is found in cola nuts, in cocoa, in coffee, and some other food ingredients or beverages. I, of late, found out that one of the pet drinks, I won't call the name, all those things, you see them at the corner. You know, they usually write some things in tiny letters. You can hardly read it. As adults, until I put on my caffeine is there. Now, a lot of opportunity of sitting in a lecture like this to realize that those things are drugs in their own way. Why? Because they contain that stimulating property that is highly addictive. Caffeine stimulates that part of our brain to stay awake and alert. And it is addictive because it brings about a compulsive, repeated habit of consumption of that drink or the coffee. And when the consumption is uncontrollable and it continues without restriction, could deprive someone of their sleep. Who can tell us what will result to when somebody is deprived of sleep over and over again? Not you, Ambassador, not you. I want a new person to answer. What do you think will happen to someone's health when you don't sleep when you ought to? Because scientifically, an average person is expected to sleep at least 7 hours a day, 7 to 8 hours. So if you don't sleep for days consecutively, what do you think will happen? Your name, please. Ambassador. You need.
Ambassador. That's
Okay, thank you.
it should affect the brain.
The brain. Thank you. A round of applause to her. This all-important point she has just raised must be discussed. You know why? Anybody below the age of 20 is still in a formative year mentally. It is established fact that when you are not yet above 20, your brain is not fully formed. And who can tell us what are the functions of the brain? Functions of the brain. Can you tell us? Sir, is it correct? Function, major functions of the brain.
To feel.
To feel. Major functions. Central nervous system. Yes. Thinking is good, but okay, I will give just 2 more chances. Then our teachers will know they have to do it. Sir? Yes. Yes, it is true, but there are bullet points. Okay, I will ask the teachers. Sir, give us one function of the brain. Are you a teacher? Yeah. Okay, don't sit down, sir.
To assimilate what you learn and reflect it.
Okay, still thinking. There are 4 major functions of the brain. Please Google it. Since Google is now helping us, Abi, please, sir, don't stand up. Okay, coordinate. Yes, sister. Okay, let me give you my own. If I'm wrong, then you can correct me. When whatever we are doing here, you want to start. If you don't get it, I will ask for your principal's number. Oh yeah. Sensitivity is one of them. See, all what you have said are functions of the brain, but we have about 7 major functions of the brain. Thinking and recall, right? Then emotions. Can you Google it, please? Memory, that is the recall, right? Observation and recall. Memory, to control the body temperature and stuff, right?
Controlling movement and
coordination of movement. Sir?
The language.
Language. Okay. So do you understand now? Because I know that this part of the brain is very, very germane to coordination of activities. Abi? Is germane. Now, there are certain things when you are deprived of sleep. That is when someone will get to exam what you have read and read while taking coffee or cola nuts. I don't know how many of our elders here that have witnessed this, because I have. That someone in those days will take coffee towards exam and read all night, quite okay. But when they get to exam hall, it's either they are sleeping or they are hitting the head. Oh, Father, I know this thing, I read it. Oh, someone will begin to cry. Why? Because the brain that was supposed to rest when it ought to was deprived. So as young people, you want to protect your mental health by being careful what you expose your body to. You want to be careful things you consume, things you do, even though they may not be prohibited. That's where I'm going. Alcohol is one of those social substances under the legal substances. Then who can give us other examples of legal substances that can be considered to be drugs? Who can tell us some of them? Yes, that is medication. It's under regulated or restricted. You understand? It's under regulated drugs. Yes. Tobacco! Tobacco, a round of applause for him. Someone is also, yes. Drugs. Leave drug out of it or medications out of it. Leave a hard drug also out of it. There are examples, but they fall under illegal. Illegal. Medication. Socially accepted. Okay, I will give you an example. How many of us know about cola nuts? Bitter cola and coke. Are they medications? Are they medications? They are natural properties. That's example. Another example. They are natural occurring drugs, we say. They are drugs in that they are not food, they are not water, but they are being consumed for social reasons or cultural reasons. Okay? Then, all these things that I've mentioned, tobacco, kolanol, snuff, coffee, right? They fall under social drugs. Alcohol, they fall under social drugs in that the law does not prohibit it. But their use are usually for recreation or for social purposes. A lot of us have gone for ceremonies like traditional weddings and so on and so forth. And our adults are served alcohol drinks. Taking of these substances are socially acceptable. No law forbids it. And they are mostly taken not because someone is hungry, but they are taken for recreational purposes. They are taken because someone feels that is the best way he can socialize. But they have side effects when used excessively. Example of social drug is what we've given you. Another type of drug is what we fall under medication. They are chemical preparations that is in line with the definitions that I've been giving so far. Chemical preparations for the treatment of illnesses. A lot of us have heard or seen our family members who were pregnant and were at childbirth, they had to go through medical, surgical procedure. Most of those procedures cannot take place without an inducement or sedation. The patients are given some type of medications that we categorize as anesthetics. Serious anesthetics. Anesthetics that cannot be administered by ordinary medical professionals or random professionals. It is a treatment that requires expert handling. This kind of procedure and the treatment given to the patient before and after the surgery is meant to reduce to the barest minimum the pain that they naturally would have gone through. There are some sicknesses also that are degenerative, example, cancer. Those kind of sicknesses cannot be treated with what we call over-the-counter drugs. Prescriptions, when you go to a pharmacy, whether in the hospital or in the neighborhood, cannot be seen on the open shelf at the pharmacy. They are kept in what we call poison box. What did I say? Poison box. The poison boxes are under the regulation that they must be kept in a confined place that is not easily accessible to every member of that pharmacy and cannot be dispensed by anybody except a pharmacist who is trained on prescription and administration of drugs. And again, when those drugs are to be dispensed, it must come with prescription and it must be recorded in the poison register. So if someone is claiming he's operating a pharmacy and is selling something like morphine, like, all those regulated drugs, that person must have a separate register for the dispensary of those serious, drugs. And the drug must not be easily accessible. The pharmacist is not around. The chemist man just went to the box and bring it out and give the injection. Take it. We don't collect the money. Bye bye, yo. So when you see in your neighborhood NDLEA coming around to arrest people, these are the things we do. Do we understand? Yes. Now, those drugs that come under strict regulation are legal, but they are regulated or restricted. They are not over the counter. They are not something you will go to a chemist or a pharmacist and just say, please, my mother said I should buy it. Someone is sick. There are certain substances that have been mentioned here today that I said don't talk about those because they are restricted, they are regulated. They are not supposed to be handled by anybody or just everybody. Tramadol, for example, is a strong opium substance as well as codeine. Even though we know they are for the treatment of cough and cold and pain, they are not meant to be dispensed by everybody. As a matter of fact, in Nigeria, there is a threshold for the dispensing of those drugs. I think 50 grams, Solomon. 100 grams for tramadol. 50 mg. 250 mg. Please come forward. Let them hear. We want you to know the threshold. Anything above what is about to mention means that individual is violating the law. So please tell us.
Now, under the tablet, which is a tramadol, it's classified under the psychotropic substances. So that tramadol, we have different grams. So there are some grams that are not accepted. Although we that we are consumers, you know our boys now around the one that are not accepted, they consume like 2-3.
No, just tell them what is expected. Tell us the threshold.
Now, when it is 100 grams, anything above 100 grams should not be consumed
or sold.
Except it is prescribed by the doctor, and the doctor, the person that the drug is prescribed for, go to the pharmacy where she mentioned the poison book and poison prescribed by that doctor. So we not just so all those ones are not the one to be just displayed on the shelf.
A round of applause for the officer. Do we understand? That is what we mean by restricted or regulated drugs. They are legal but restricted. Do we understand? Yes. Now, the illegal is mostly what people know NDLEA for. These are drugs or substances that have been proscribed or are supposed to be illegal if somebody is caught using, distributing, or trafficking, taking it from one country to another. Examples, please.
Ambassador, so says stimulants.
Sir?
Stimulant.
That's classification of drug. Type of drug that are prohibited. Cocaine. Regulated. Marijuana. Welcome, sir. Yes. Huh? Heroin. Yes, please. We no longer call it Indian hemp because the Indians are angry with us for naming such substances after them. It's no longer called Indian hemp. You can either call it marijuana or cannabis sativa. That is the botanical name, right? Or you just simply say hemp, or igbo, or wee. If you are from Benue, they call it ikia, right? We have different names they call it. Some people in some parts of Asia, they call it Banku. They call it Banku. Then in some other, different names according to tribe and culture. That's an important one. Now, cannabis sativa is planted in Nigeria. It happens to be the commonest drug people cultivate or produce. And they even have a way of producing it into various derivatives. Okay? There is what they call Canadian loud, there is what they call skunk, there is what they call, sir, can you give us some? Follow. And so on. We don't want to glamorize it. I just want you to be familiar with what we are discussing. So we have different types of illegal substances that the law prohibits their use, distribution, sale, or trafficking in them. And these drugs, they come under NDLEA Act of 2004, which have undergone series of amendments. Because initially it used to be decree when Nigeria was being ruled by the military, but in the democratic dispensation, it is now called NDLEA Act. Now let me bring you to speed. I hope we understand different types of drugs now. Who can tell us the three the classification of drugs? I will want someone new. Yes, please. Yes. Illegal drugs. Yes. Restricted or regulated drugs. Now, let us talk about the effect of drug abuse or substance abuse in our community. But before we go into that, let me give you a brief rundown, statistical rundown on drug use situation in Nigeria. According to United Nations Organization on Crime and Drugs and Crime, UNODC, in 2024, their report established the fact that we have about 14.3 million Nigerians who are active drug users. When we say active or high-risk drug users, we are talking of individuals who have used prohibited substances or illegal substances within the last 6 months. 14.3 million people as of 2024 of our population. And that is about close to 15 million people as at that time. We don't know. I've not read current statistics. Now, of these people, women account for one third of the population. That is, if we have 4 people, please stand up. By all means, it's not you, it won't come near you. Say amen. If we have 4 people who are taking drugs, at least one of them, raise your hand. Not you, it won't be you. This is just for the purpose of class dramatization. At least 1 out of 4 people who use drugs are what? Women. Please sit down. Do you know what the implication of that is? It means the women we used to think are home builders, the women that we think are not into drugs, are fast becoming major drug users. The womb that we carry our children is now being polluted with drugs. It means the women that should be home builders, people who will be more on ground to supervise and instruct our children, are now women. So, what is the fate of Nigeria? if we have this kind of situation. As it stands today, we say 14.3 million Nigerians, percent of Nigerian population is into drugs. The scientists have projected that in the year 2030, that is how many years from now? 5. We will have about 40% of Nigerians struggling with substance abuse. Before now, the ages of people that take drugs actively are found out scientifically, according to research, to be between 16 and 64. Current reality says we have far lesser age of individuals who are into drugs. I mean children in nursery and primary school who now take drugs. Sometime last year, or in the recent time, the news broke about a school, some schools in the Federal Capital Territory, whose students were suddenly found out to have been using drugs unknowingly initially. How some folks, some criminal elements, went to their school and started selling a certain cookie, homemade cookies. By the time our officers went into research, they found out that that particular cookies contains psychoactive substance, as part of the ingredient they use in making it. And so they come around the school, and all the students begin to buy this cookie because it gives them certain reaction that is not, common to ordinary people. So there was a downward performance in their academics, and they started misbehaving and all that. So we discovered that there is no other cause than the cookie of death being sold around the school. This issue we are relating with you now borders on community. You see, when someone comes to us and say, look, I have a member of my family who is, I suspect to be into drugs, and we begin to dialogue. Even when those people are brought in for treatment, a lot of the time, we believe that the problem is with the individual. Hey, ọmọ tá a bí léèrè tó mu gbó, ó ti mu drugs. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kó ọmọ mi dàbí tiwọn. A lot of parents will condemn a little test here. If I'm to ask our students, so please tell us, you remember as ambassadors, we have established that you've been taught about drugs in your various schools, right or wrong? Right. So you must have heard the reasons why people take to drug use, right or wrong? So I want to ask, can anyone tell us at least 1 to 3 causes of drug use? Why do people take drugs? Yes, Ambassador. Jimon Taufik, tell us. Okay. 1. Poverty. 2.
Job and unemployment.
Unemployment. A round of applause. All the factors he has advanced as some of the causes for drug use are outside the person. Or can you blame a man for not having a job even when he's a graduate? You can hardly blame them. They look for it they couldn't get, right? Can you blame our parents who are not so comfortable, who are poor? Can you blame them? Sometimes these things are beyond their control. Can you also blame someone for, what do you call it, broken home? Can you blame a child who took to drugs because father was never there, mother had left the home? Can you blame a child for that? You see, all these factors are beyond an individual. We call them environmental factors. Environmental factors are factors that are beyond individual individual's capacity to control. Right? Environmental factors such as unemployment, poverty are economic factors that occur in a country or in a community as a result of leadership failure or government failure, right or wrong? So you cannot blame it on an individual. So when we are talking about causes of drug use, let us bear in mind that it is not always true to blame the victim. Sometimes the causal factors may be outside the victim. One of those causal factors may include the environment. How is their mentality? Do they tolerate criminality? Do they encourage the random sale of drugs in the community? Aiyepe, for example, we know, because I've been working with them for more than 3 years now, that they have zero tolerance for criminal elements. Right or wrong? If they know someone is an armed robber, if you enter Aiyepe, I can tell you for free, within 2 weeks, they will fish you out. Take it to the bank. I know it. I may not be able to tell you why I said so. Aiyepe has zero tolerance for criminal elements. Then again, any community where social vices is encouraged, bàbá rere bàbá kà, ọwọ́ méjì fèrè ọ̀kan, èèyàn mẹ́ta wà bíbà. Tuale bàbá mi. You see young adults that should be doing something or the other to contribute their little quota to the social development. Doing bàbá rere bàbá kẹ̀, ọwọ́ méjì fèrè ọ̀kan, tuale bàbá, ọwọ́ méjì àbí. You understand? Mama, what is something? When you have a community that encourages it, it's making that environment toxic for young people in that community. Do we understand? Those factors are there. Then again, availability of drugs encourages drug taking or substance abuse in a community. When the community begins to feel that there is no factory, there is no company, and then when they now see somebody, who has opened a kiosk and is selling these things, instead of them to quickly call the development president and say, so strict, they don't sell this thing here. Call that woman to order, call that man to order. They now say, no, what is they call to order? Government provide employment. What is that community doing? Enabling criminality. What did I call it? When you enable criminality, you will be defending it. You will be finding an excuse for it. You will be encouraging it. That is enabling it. I can go on and on and on. Let us talk about the consequences associated with drug use. We have 3 major categories of consequences of drug use, and I'm sure you know about it. So, I will be dividing this class to 3. Each of you will be talking about one of those topics. You will look for a leader, or you just write it, somebody will raise his hand and present. The physical consequences on this side. When we are talking about physical consequences of drug or substance abuse, we are talking about sicknesses and diseases that can occur as a result of the abuse of substances. Right? So you'll be telling us those diseases or sicknesses that you know might result if someone is using drugs. So you may want to be writing your points now. Diseases, you will tell us the part of the body that will cause it if someone is taking drugs, and you can give us examples. I will be picking the best presentation. If you are sure of yourself, you can meet, you can even change your position now. Come up with somebody that will come and present for you. And here, psychological consequences of drug abuse. Let somebody be your writer. Write it. There are some other assignments I will give you. So you will do the 2 or 3 assignments together and make your presentation. Here, psychological consequences. Your teachers can guide you. Psychological consequences of drug or substance abuse. When we are talking about psychological consequences of drug abuse, we are talking about those things that can impact on individual psychology. Okay? Sicknesses that have to do with mental health. Alright? As a result of abuse of substances. So you will give us different types of those diseases. Here, you will be handling 2 questions. You will be talking about, we have given physical, psychological, social, economic consequences of drug abuse. It's supposed to be social economic, so I'm dividing the third, category of consequences into 2. You'll be talking about the what? Economic consequences of drug abuse. That is economic consequences that is related to abuse of drugs. Then you'll be talking about social consequences. Right? What are those, characteristics that can be altered? Those human relationships that can be affected as a result of drug abuse. While you are thinking about this, should I give you time? Just write it down, don't discuss it now. At the end of this lecture, we will be talking about that. You will be resolving this problem with another question I will give you. So attention this way, attention this way. Now, when we discuss these consequences, you will realize how much impact abuse of drugs or substances can affect us. Now, when we say abuse can come in 3 different ways. Abuse of substances can come in 3 or more different ways. You can abuse something, you can abuse drugs when it is socially acceptable, but it is taken in an excessive way. An example of social substances that can be abused is alcohol, cola nut, caffeine, as we have given earlier. When it is taken in a way that is considered injurious to the person and to others, that is an abuse. When someone goes from drinking 1 bottle of beer or a bottle of wine, alcoholic drink, and begin to take multiple bottles, so much that that person has lost count and cannot even talk coherently, that is an abuse of social drugs. An abuse can also occur for pharmaceutical drugs when they are misused or taken in a way that is considered medically not necessary or excessive or out of line with doctor's prescription. Some of us are formed the habit of popping Panadol, paracetamol, Valium, Piriton, and so on and so forth. Anytime we feel like, oh, mommy, sorry. Some of us, we don't know that water is a therapy on its own. You go to school, please, talking of which, I need a bottle of water. Please help me get a bottle of water. I can't take yours. Thank you. I appreciate your generosity. Now, a lot of us don't know that this water can you not use it as example. Water they say is what? Why is it life? Without water, hardly can anybody, someone can actually survive without water. If you find yourself in a desert without water, but there is a coconut tree, you will survive. If you even get sugar cane, you can survive. Or fruit, you can survive for as long as, but it will tell on your health. But you will survive fine. Water is life. At least on the average, water is life. And I won't want to go through, sorry sir, you won't be giving those lectures. Thank you. You know we cannot do your job. We are only here to give icing on the cake of what we've done. You understand? So that in their mind they will be putting side by side what they've learned in school with what we are saying to balance their level of knowledge. Thank you, sir. So water is life. An average human being needs at least 1 liter of water, depending on your size and age. So that if you are underage, you will not go and telling your mother, give me 1 liter to go to school. You need water. Now, when you don't take water in the required quantity, what happens to you? You perspire. You are dehydrated. Right or wrong? Right. When you are dehydrated, do you know what happens? The cells in your body that should be flowing with the fluid, that should be functioning effectively because of the lubrication that water brings to the body organs, to the veins, to the tendons, to the, the joints and bones. Where it is hydrated or dehydrated, what happens? They cannot no longer function properly. You begin to say, this bone is paining me, my waist is paining me. In fact, I cannot. You cough, you perspire, you are restless. And as young people, you may not even begin to feel the bone pains. But what happens? You begin to feel headache every time. Bang, 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 bang. Body don't fall. Unfortunately, our common sense will not tell us, take water. What do? You tell your mother. Your mother will tell you what? Go to Mama Lagbaja, buy what? Paracetamol, Daga, and and true to it, it's a chemical. It will work for as long as it can. But you are doing what in your organs? You are overstressing the organ. What are the important organs for digestion? The liver now, Abi? Am I correct? Yes. And then for what do they call it? Elimination of toxins in the body now. Kidney, what function do they perform? To filter liquid waste from the system. You begin to put pressure on your organs. Your kidneys, your liver, your heart, your lungs, and all those important organs of the body. Even the skin becomes dull. I hope we know that the skin is the largest organ, like we are taught by our teachers. The skin will shrink and become dry. So, when you feel headache next time, let it be you as our ambassador that will educate your parents and your guardians that mommy is not paracetamol that is the solution. I think I need what? Water. I think I need what? Fruits. When you take these things, these properties, in reasonable quantities, you find out that those certain illnesses that are synonymous to young people will become what? Reduced or eliminated. So, we have talked about different consequences, categorization of consequences of drug use, and we are giving you assignments, right? So, generally speaking, drug abuse and drug-related crime could lead to what? Insecurity. Could also lead to social vices, which is still under insecurity. Drug abuse and related crime could also impact on the economy. I'm giving you a example. And so on and so forth. I won't go on further than that. Now, let us look at solution to drug itself. That is, drug abuse and related crime in the society. We have discussed, we have mentioned the three categories of consequences. How or what can the community now do to be able to handle drug-related problems? The solution that have been researched into and scientists have established to be most effective is what we call drug prevention. What did I say? Drug prevention. Drug what? Prevention. Drug prevention is, a compilation of activities and programs that can be adapted to bring about a desired change to drug-related problems before they occur, why they occur, and to make them go away permanently. And so we categorize it into three major domains: primary prevention, secondary prevention, and tertiary prevention. When we are talking about primary prevention, we are talking about those activities and programs that can be put together to create awareness about what drug is, dangers of drug abuse, and the consequences and all what not. Any program that is being done within our society, beginning from the home to the school and outside the school, that can bring about awareness in the mind of people falls under primary drug prevention. Now, this prevention is most effective when it begins from home. And that is why I think Yoruba say charity begins where? At home. I think it's African proverb, forgive me. A lot of time, parents they don't carry out drug prevention from their home until when it is too late. Someone has to give birth to a child, and instead of giving them basic training on morals, on discipline, and on whatnot, religious knowledge, they pamper and over-pamper, or they simply are not there. They delegate that function to other family members who are less concerned, or maids, or teachers, or the schools. And when that charity does not begin from home, later along the way, that child, because it's lacking the necessary attention and training, begin to misbehave. And that is why you see some children or some students in school, but not of the school. How do I mean? Not every student in school behaves like students. Am I right or wrong? Yes. I'm sure some people could not represent their school today because they are that type. They come to school, but nobody can discipline them. They come to school, they don't pay attention. They don't do their homework. They don't participate in school activities, whether academic or extracurricular activities. Nobody can be proud of them to say, go and be our ambassador. Am I speaking? Do we know those category of students in our schools? They are found everywhere. I saw a video yesterday of a pupil that was disciplined by a teacher, and the parents came to school and gave the teacher words and said, how dare you slap my son? Do you know how I suffer to give birth to that child? I'm not open floor for conversation. I'm only giving an example. And there are some students, they are not here because you are ambassadors for your school. I'm sure you are well behaved, that's why you are here. There are some of your contemporaries that are teachers to your teachers. Not because they know more, but because they are not disciplined, because they are uncontrollable, and nobody can correct them. Those guys, they grow up without discipline. They grow up without value for hard work. They lack self-control. And sometimes it affects their mental capacity because they are never challenged. They have never been under pressure to comply with any rules and regulations. So when they grow, they become nuisance in the society. Who are nuisance to society? Who can tell us what it means to be a nuisance in the society? Who can tell us? I want the three of you to tell us, what does it mean to be a nuisance in the society? The answer is in your feet. If someone is a nuisance, what is wrong with this man now? He's a nuisance, he's always behaving like that. What can someone do as an adult that will say it's a nuisance? Okay, I will help you. Do you have family members that, drive fast? You have. Have you been in a car and you see another road user who drives anyhow, does not abide with, traffic rules? Drives anyhow, doesn't keep to his lane, just drive as if he wants to commit suicide. Have you seen such? That's a nuisance. Have you seen someone that there is fuel scarcity and people have to queue to buy fuel, and the person will not comply with that rule, will just enter anywhere and just enter and just chance everybody? That's a nuisance. Do you understand? Do you also have someone who always comes late to the community? God bless you. Late to the community, and it's always, where is the road to my house? Do you know my son? How many of us have seen such scenario before? That has been a nuisance. Do you understand? Or do you know of a woman or a girl that today they will say is with Mr. A, tomorrow you don't get a letter of Mr. B, next tomorrow is on Mr. C, and the other day is in court fighting Mr. C and B and B. No paternity, no proof of paternity. You don't give birth to pikin. Nobody won't agree say na him better. That is being a nuisance. Or you know one uncle in your neighborhood whose occupation is not known, but it's always in yo, that, yo. Do you understand what I mean? I'm sure none of us want to be like that. If you are with me, say no, no. No way. When people I call it? Social misfits. May we not be social misfits. Amen. By God's grace. Amen. Then again, prevention. The next type of prevention we have discussed about primary prevention, right or wrong? Yes. The secondary prevention has to do with every program and activities that can be put in place to help people who have drug problems overcome their problem. Someone is already taking drugs and he has even extended to abuse of substances. And he is now coming down with health-related or psychological problems or social problems. So much that the family is now concerned. His teachers are worried and community leaders are beginning to feel that that person is a threat in the neighborhood. So they put together different programs to see how they can help the person. That is what we call secondary prevention. What did I call it? Secondary prevention. Whereas the first type of prevention is to discourage the first uptake of drugs or abuse of substances. The secondary prevention is to, remedy the situation, is to correct the situation, is to treat the ailments associated with drug use. Secondary prevention involves treatment and care. What did I call it? Treatment and care. Treatment and what? Care. Treatment and care, which may include drug detoxification, drug counseling, treatment and rehabilitation, and so on and so forth. Like residential treatment and the rest of it. In this category, because prevention, they say, is cheaper than cure. Cure in this situation is almost unattainable sometimes, because most often than not, treatment facility or treatment options are not readily available. We said earlier on that we have about 14.3% of Nigerian population who have drug problems or who are taking to drug use actively. Do you know that out of 20 people who are taking to drug use, less than 7 have access to treatment? Less than 7 people out of 20. And out of every 5 person who is into injection drug use, there is 1 woman. Whereas less than 1 out of 7 people in treatment is a woman. Which means women have almost no opportunity for treatment. Yet, more women are getting involved in drug use. Treatment is expensive. As at last month, when we had to do referral, the cheapest treatment center in the southwest here, government owned, cost about 700,000 for admission. And the beds are not even available because they are fully occupied. And every other month, it's not like once and for all treatment. So treatment in drug use is continuous, like having diabetes or high blood pressure. Sometimes it's for a protracted length of time. Someone will be on medication for a long time, even though treatment and cure is possible. But the percentage of people who get treated and get cured is very, very negligible. So imagine how much is your school fees as young people? How much is your school fees? How many of your school fees do we have in 750,000 naira that someone will spend for one round of treatment? In most cases, in private facilities, they spend as much as 1.2 million naira. Go to Bangkok and make experiments. They have treatment center for drug addiction. Treatment for drug addiction is one of the most expensive treatments all over the world because experts are very few, facilities are not complete. So think about that before you make the first attempt to taste drugs. That is not to say that everybody who uses drugs do it out of their own volition. There are some people who take drugs because they were sick and they were placed on certain medications that have side effects that is highly addictive. Such people will require another type of therapy to now treat the addiction problem that occurred as a result of the treatment therapy that was prescribed for them. But nevertheless, for you who still have the option to make a choice or the opportunity to make a choice, the question is, what type of choice will you make? Will you rather become popular because you are doing what your friends are doing? Or will you rather stay sane and healthy and not be popular, but have your future secure, your health secure? What choice will you make? Then, let us talk about the final type, the third category of prevention, which is tertiary. You see, in drug prevention or treatment, this category of prevention is an intervention for people who are undergoing treatment and rehabilitation. The idea is this, that upon treatment and recovery, they should not be abandoned to their fate without a job, education, accommodation, and employment. When people go through treatments of substance dependency syndrome, upon recovery, they should be able to go back and integrate within the society. Or if somebody have high blood pressure and the person is under treatment, after recovery, should they go home and sit down, or should we abandon them to die? No. They are allowed to go back to their sources of livelihood, right or wrong. The same thing with people undergoing treatment for substance dependency. When they go through treatment, the idea is that as a community, we should help them to reintegrate back into the society so that they can contribute their little quota to the development of our country. And this is where the community comes in. How can you help people who have drug problems? There are some people who come from families that are troubled as a result of drug abuse or drug-related crime. Someone's father has been caught selling drugs, has been prosecuted and sent to jail, is now leaving behind a wife who is not employed, and children who are dependent. The source of their livelihood is in jail. What will a community do to help that family so that there won't be another round of drug criminals? Okay, someone have drug problem one way or another, whether na him cause am or na situation cause am or na environment cause am. He has gone for treatment. How do we see that person? Do we see them as a permanent we see them as people that can be helped to come back to the society and contribute to the development of our society? Do we relegate, sorry my lord, do we abandon their family members and call them ọmọ ìrankíran? Nobody wants to be their friend. They are isolated, they are rejected and rejected. Is that how we see them? What can the community do? So, let us look at various prevention that can apply here. Within the family, we spoke earlier that prevention can occur from the family level. I beg your pardon, please. Now, within the family, who can read for us eloquently, please? If you know you can read eloquently. Yes. Junior Adia, Ambassador Adia. No, the one behind. Yes. Can you stand up and read? Okay, she's not sure if she can read. You attended earlier, you did do it. I will give the chance to. Okay. Your name, come and read. What can the family do to prevent drug problem within their family space?
Stop openly and listen first.
What? Read loudly and take it gently.
Talk openly and listen first. Number 2, set boundaries. Number 3, teach refusal skills. Number 4, monitor online activities. And number 5, read the rule.
A round of applause. Here, for our parents who are present, we are saying that drug prevention should begin from home. Parents are encouraged to talk openly about drug problems. Let your children know from you what is drug, different types of drugs, and the consequences of drug use. Don't let them learn it on the streets. Because on the streets, the drug peddler is a businessman. And nobody sells his product disparaging it or talking down on it. Everybody will want you to believe that the product is good. So let your children know about drugs from home. Ask them questions. For our teachers, our parents here present, ask questions. Be sure that your children. Any problem there? Daddy, anything, sir? I am going to promote them. Please, stand up, please. Thank you. The 3 of you. Stand up. I want to promote you. You be the head of it. These 2.
Stand up. That guy.
Are these ones? Oh, please. Stand up. I actually saw you doing some. Okay, please stand up, please. If you don't mind, you are moving. Gentlemen, stand up. Come this way. Why you take this place? Thank you. Now, parents and guardians should talk openly. They should talk openly about drugs. Then setting of boundaries. A lot of us don't like it when our parents tell you are grounded. How many of us have heard it from our parents? You did this, you are grounded for the next 1 week. When they tell us you are grounded, it's a way of disciplining a young person. How do you enforce that statement if it happens in your household? How do you enforce when a child misbehaves and you say, you know what, you are grounded? What does that mean when you say a child is grounded? Okay, thank you. Maybe your children are law abiding and they don't commit any atrocities. Okay, sir. How do you enforce it when you tell someone upward, and you say you are grounded.
Their weekly allowance.
Their weekly allowance, their phone use,
You respect their
their
movement.
stuff. Okay, television time.
You restrict their movement.
Okay, you can no longer go and play football on Saturday. You are grounded, he knows his privilege is gone. You understand? Certain boundaries also involve television time, phone time. No, okay, the type of friend. When they can go out and come in, I want to ask. I will be asking from each row. What is the standard time to be in the house? You know, after school. When are you expected to be in the home, in the house? Who can tell us? That no matter the matter, you should be at home. Yes. 4 p.m. No, not at night. That's a blanket answer. You are generalizing. 6:30 for you. How old are you if you don't mind? You are 16. Yeah, you are a young adult already. Am I correct? He's still a teenager though, but he's not an adolescent. You are not an adolescent. So your privilege has increased more than someone like this. He said your own is 6 p.m. For someone older, who is older here? Who is about 20 here? Okay, you are not. Do we have 20-year-old here? Okay, for a 20-year-old, it could be 7. Right? Because your privileges increase as you age. Do you understand? So certain boundaries is telling you what time, okay, for all the children in the home, there's supposed to be time to go to bed. And after time to go to bed, you are smiling, I'm sure you have your timer. You have your bedtime. How many of us are in the boarding school? Not none of you, okay. What is your most 8:30, light out is 8:30. You see? How many of you agree with 8:30 here? That no matter how studious you are, you must be in bed by 8:30. That is setting boundaries. That is setting boundaries. How many of you here will not require permission to attend the birthday party? You don't have to ask for permission. Okay, how many of us seek our parents' permission before we can attend birthday party? You are saying you are talking truthfully. Some of you don't think you are not even attending the age to seek for permission because all your birthday party will have to be in school. Am I correct? But some in church or mosque. Abi? Good. So setting boundaries is to define limitations. Do you understand? Limitation. The do's and don'ts in the home. No distraction, please. If you are talking, I want to believe you know more than what I'm saying. And then you want to add your own knowledge to what you are doing. So I will just simply give you the floor to come and talk. Right? When our parents are setting boundaries, it is important for us to listen and to obey. Why is it so? Why do we have to comply with the do's and don'ts within the home? Who can tell us? Why do we need to obey our parents' do's and don'ts? Yes, you are raising your hand. Okay. Yes, gentlemen. Please. Ambassador Nasiruddin, yes. Why do we have to comply with it? They have more experience than we do. Age is not a yardstick for wisdom. Because they have higher authority over us, and we believe they know more than us. They are our parents for a reason. To give us direction, to protect us, and to provide for us. ideally no more than we do. And they are in a better position. If you are taking against this background, you should be here. They are in a better position to tell us what ought to be and what we ought not to do. They have been around more than us. Life has equipped them with knowledge, exposure, and wisdom to know what is right and what is wrong. They are the first agents of socialization. By this I mean, when a child is born into a home, the first contact for life lessons is what? The parents. Parents and guidance. For those whose parents died at birth, they depend on significant adults around them to nurture them, to guide them, to teach them morals, values, culture, religion of the society. I want to ask, how many of us, as we were born Christians without our parents? As we were coming, they wrote it on our forehead, Christian. By your laughter, I believe none of us was born a Christian or a Muslim. We learned religion from who? From our parents and guardians. We learned culture, the value for money, for time, for dignity of persons, truthfulness, and the rest. We learned it from people we enter this world to meet. So, it is important when parents begin to instill discipline in their children or young people around them, they are actually carrying out drug prevention one way or another. Because it takes discipline to know that there are certain category of people you should not associate with. There are certain places you should not be at certain time of the day as young growing child. It's discipline. So drug prevention will start from home. This thing is not. I don't even see the computer. All right, where is our technical man? You don't carry the cost of rope. Okay, so from home, the discipline. All right, so setting boundaries is one way of carrying out drug prevention. Then teaching refusal skill. Refusal skill of saying no and meaning. Refusal skill of let's go somewhere. I'm sorry, I need to seek my parents' permission, or let me take permission from my teacher. It doesn't make you less of a human being. It doesn't make you inferior. It actually adds to your value when you have someone you are responsible to. Right? Then, parents are supposed to monitor our online activity. I keep saying it at every opportunity I have that since COVID-19 pandemic era till now, the kingdom of God suffered violence, and the violence we must take it. You know why? There's what we call dark web that is not open to normal surfing. It's a more serious, intricate part of, global technology. There are certain websites that you cannot easily see on your page. You have to know it. And the most terrible crime of the world are being committed here. That is why when they tell adults learn about computer, they are not talking nonsense, because the life of your young ones may depend on it. A parent should, in our time, know that So you now say you cannot be disturbing my phone, I will buy your own. Please, when you are doing that, it is good. But apply parental control. There are apps you can activate that as your child is on the phone, going through pages, you are also seeing it on your phone. It's reporting to you. Every website visited, every activity, who she's calling, who is chatting, content of the chat is on your phone. Now, let none of you come for me, ambassadors. I know now, no you. Don't come and tell me that's violation of my fundamental human rights. The truth is, when you are not an adult legally, your right is subject to your guardian and your parents. And as Africans, your right is more restricted or limited for as long as you are still under our roof, eating our food and using our clothes, and we are paying the bills on your behalf. So your parents owe you a responsibility of care and guidance. Next, please. Therefore, the schools and your youth groups. Can someone volunteer? Yes. Speak louder, except you are not confident in your reading ability. Form wider floor. Okay, thank you. Because of that. The first point they said, create positive school climate for our teachers and maths. What is the school environment like in your school? Is it conducive for learning? Are your schools located in places where beer parlors are to the left and to the right? Are your schools such that we have joints, clubs close by? As they are playing their pangolo, jigologo, your own school too. He said A for apple, B for ball. Then is the school environment toxic? There are schools nowadays that I wonder if the duty of the teacher is only to hold to hold lectures, classes, and nothing more. I mean, how do you explain when we have more bullies than decent students nowadays? How do you explain it that some teachers even have students that are touch not? Am I saying your mind to? There are schools that students have more rights than the teachers. So much that if the teacher is correcting them, they will also be telling the teacher, be careful. Do you like yourself? Let's look into that. There are a lot of things that schools can do to make the school conducive for learning. One is instilling discipline and living by example. I want to share this experience with you. There is a town I was, and the technical school there, in 2016, the principal there saw the vision that if we don't do something urgently, there will be problems. So he encouraged us, became an established drug-free club in those days there. So much so that we have different, units. We have the pen pals, we have the literary and debate, we have the sports, we have the art, we have the art and drama groups. And every other week, each of those groups make presentation. And we know, before they can come and do any presentation, they will rehearse, they will practice, thereby helping them to make the best use of their free time in school. Before long, there was no incidence of bullying. Before long, there was no issue of truancy. Students students in that technical school always look forward to coming to school. With time, this man published magazine that students are they write articles and all that, all to the betterment of the school. All what that man achieved even led to the students, as they were graduating, they started taking portion along the fence of the school for their studio. The one that is into welding and whatever engineering opened a shop to produce beddings, gates, and all that, burglary and all that, proofs. Another one had an art studio, and that was how the school started functioning. As he was achieving that, they promoted him and made him, I'm sure some of our teachers will know him. He's now a pastor, he's even a magistrate now. At that time, I call him Pastor Aina Abiodun. He's from Ijebu. Mr. Magistrate, I know he's now a magistrate. Upon retirement, he crossed into the judiciary. For you to know, when you are helping someone nurture their own, life will nurture you and nurture your own. He's a grandfather and he's doing well. So this man was promoted because he achieved so much as a farmsec in Abeokuta. As he was leaving, the next person coming did not, continue with that legacy. And before you know it, within 3 months, we were called to come and arrest students who come to school with arms. They will come to school with arms, with knife, with gun gun. They will bully. They started having groups and cult groups in that school. So our schools can initiate a lot of programs that is not about academics alone, that can promote healthy learning environments, that can, induce creativity in the mind of students, that can create healthy rivalry within the school system. Oh, we have 10 straight A students in this session. Next session, our class will beat the number of people that will come up with better results. Oh, your class produce the school representative at the national debate or spelling bee. Next year, we will produce the best mathematician. That is healthy rivalry within the school system. Activities that can induce creativity and the rest of it. And then they can initiate programs that can engage, that can encourage engaging mind-building extracurricular activities such as debate, games, quiz, and so on and so forth. Next, please. So our traditional rulers, the next prevention is for you. Can we look together and look?
Traditional and religious institutions.
You are representing all the cabinet.
Leaders must speak, preach, support, and mentor. Organize cultural programs, stakeholders meetings, drama, sport with anti-drug team. Work with NDLEA for awareness and rehab.
I want us to give a round of applause for Aiyepe. Thank you. Do you know why? Concerning the points we have just made, that our leaders must speak, preach, support and mentor young people in their domain. Concerning drugs, Aiyepe is doing its best. Give them a round of applause. Because you're coming here, this is the second time I will have the privilege of speaking to you as delegated by my Oga. It is not every community that think when they want to celebrate their annual town day, they should incorporate sensitization awareness. A lot of time, they will do anko, they will do beauty pageants, They will call musicians.
Sorry, we have in our midst the director of DSS.
A round of applause to You're welcome. Is this timing or is
yes,
okay. Oh, welcome, sir. Yes, we are happy to see. I saw you there and I've been looking at you like, okay. Don't go too fast, sir, because this topic concerns you. Okay, sir. I will suspend this on you. I don't. Okay, sir. We will take this one.
No, don't worry.
Okay. All right, sir. Okay, let's go to this one. We must talk about it because you will also learn from him. There are things they are doing in Aiyepe that I wish other towns can do. You see, a lot of time when we talk about tradition, culture, and tradition, some people don't know their relevance to us as a modern day people. Sometimes they look at it that why should they all this culture, all this cultural practices, all this cultural display, does it have any significance? Let me tell you, if a child is raised culturally, he will not lack in morals, right or wrong? Right. When someone is culturally conscious and aware, he will not lack discipline, right or wrong? The values for life and property for oneself and others, one would take it seriously, right or wrong? Ethical conduct of hard work, of discipline, of honesty, of diligence will not be lacking when you are culturally conscious and aware, right or wrong? When community lay emphasis on culture, they are instilling discipline on the members of that community. And that is why I said let us, applaud the Aiyepe leadership, the KBC and the Development Council. If you have my phone number, if you check my status as we speak, Aiyepe is freely, they are not even paying for my advert. They are occupying my space there. And I've been doing that since your jingle came out.
Thank you.
Do you know why I do it? Thank you. Do you know why I do it? I think Aiyepe deserve our emulation. Other community leaders should practice what you are doing here. I'm aware of your security network. Your commitment to secure this community is known to us. I know efforts you have made to promote art and culture in this place. I know how much individuals and corporate entities who are from Aiyepe have empowered the members of this community. I know how you give scholarship. I know how you brought about the courts, how you built your health center, and the rest of it. I just say, if other communities were to be like Aiyepe, not leaving everything to government, not leaving government to secure them, do road for them, build more health center for them, employ security for them. If the way Aiyepe is doing is what every other community is doing, government will have little work to do. Truth be told, and I see Aiyepe becoming a reference point nationwide. But that is not to say that they have done enough.
We won't rest on our work.
We are counting on you to do much more. There is something we believe in NDLEA. Early detection and diagnosis of drug problems.
best form of our
That is well said, sir. Especially if you are suspending them.
I will appoint some people to be tested.
Great. That is why, in doing that, I know that is on a lighter note. But you see, we want to recommend something. Aiyepe has done so much. This hall have been offered to NDLEA, even though we are still trying to fine-tune some agreements on that. But you see, this community, as you have come here to sensitize, we are expecting, actually I was expecting a town hall event that parents will be sitting. Because we have spoken so much to the students and the young people. Parents have a lot to do. They have a role to play. We talked about what parents can do earlier to prevent drugs. But we are the parents.
You can organize that.
We are looking forward to that as a matter of urgency. Because they need to know something. We have packages, training package for parents who have adolescents, that is children between the age 11 and 14. And we have training package for elders in the community, union leaders, traditional rulers. We all must know what is expected of us. Now, what you have with me is what we call test kits. The chairman, chief executive of NDLEA, in the person of retired Brigadier Buba Marwa, came up with this innovation that communities should invest in equipping their medical center, or your association, now if you have development association house, or NDLEA formation is in your domain, you can procure a lot of quantities of these test kits. So that if you have anybody, be it adults or young people, who you are suspecting to have drug problem but there is no evidence, can be quickly tested. When you test them, you will be able to determine the type of drug they have been exposed to. It is when you know the type of drug, you will know the type of treatment that they require. So that a stitch in time can save lives. Nǹkan tá a bá tètè bójútó kò ní gbẹbọ lọ́wọ́ wa. Ọlọ́run ò bá ní fọmọ dààmú wa. Ọlọ́run ò ní fọkọ dààmú àwọn aya. Ọlọ́run ò ní fàyà dààmú àwọn ọkọ. Because problem tó wà nílùú sìn, ó ti kọjá ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọdé. Àwọn ọmọdé nìkan kọ́ ló ń ṣe drug o. As a matter of fact, young and the old, men and women, are now involved. We said it earlier. Out of every 4 injection drug user, a woman is one. So, kò yọ obìnrin lẹ̀. In the current statistics, age of drug use is now falling below 16 to 6. And is extending far beyond 60 to 64. Which means anybody between these 2 age ranges can have drug problem one way or another. So a lè sọ pé ọmọdé ni, a lè sọ pé àgbàlagbà. Anybody can have drug problem. So when we are saying the community should procure more of this, if you can see, it's a one use only for one person. If somebody comes under suspicion, whether in school, you can buy a quantity of this for each of these schools, so that their counselor can have it. We can train school counselor on how to apply it, so that if a child is becoming erratic or behaving in an abnormal way, they will not just randomly say, onígbó lele, ele ti fa gbó. Instead, they will test, they will detect or diagnose, and then know that it is time for referral if we test. If we are happy with this suggestion, please give a round of applause. Secondly, our schools also need support, sir. We have encouraged schools to come up with programs that young people can get involved to improve their creativity and knowledge outside of, or in support of their academic pursuits? Can the community also equip school and provide support? Let us come up with people who can mentor. Community can, we know the people who God has blessed among us through hard work. Let us begin to appoint them to be the role models in those schools, so that once in a while they can go to the assembly ground and talk to these young ones, identify students who are struggling with academic as a result of poverty. I know Aiyepe has been doing it, but we can do much more. If you are happy, give them a round of applause. Then the teachers who are doing this hard work, sir, can we please come up with welfare package from the community, so that we can encourage teachers who are hardworking, innovative, and creative? There are teachers who work more than they are earning here. They too have families. Unfortunately, ọlọ́run má ṣe wá bí ẹṣin tó dáa tó lówó ẹ̀gún pa. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn tíṣà wa tán ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun, ọ̀pọ̀ wọn they are struggling with poverty, because that's all they know, and their take home cannot even buy them keke. Can the community come up with some grants, loans, or some incentive for the best performing teachers, female, male, in sciences, in arts, and commercial, so that as Christmas is coming, they will not be teaching and be calculating where we rise for Christmas. Where will our children buy clothes? They are teachers, but they don't do business. Some of us, God has blessed us through business. Can we please extend hand of fellowship to our teachers? If you are happy with this suggestion, give a hand. And so forth. Let us go to call to action. Because if I take it one after the other, we will not live here today. Now, based on what we've heard so far, here is our current call to action. For the parents, we are encouraging parents to please monitor their young ones, supervise them, get involved, and talk to them. Let them learn about drugs from you, not from the streets. To the teachers, please, can we do more than teaching? Let us look out to those telltale signs of drug use. Spot them early, because early detection could mean early intervention. So, spot the signs early and guide. You can guide by recommending them for referral treatment, or inviting NDLEA to come and help them if you know that drug problem is common in your community and some students have started exhibiting the traits. Please identify the students. Form a drug policy first of all. When you identify it among the students, without discriminating against them, without sending them back to the streets to become criminals, please write to their parents, inviting them for discussion. When they come, get us involved for counseling. And if the students are more than 5, organize them into a group therapy for us. With a letter, tell the parents there are treatment options, one of which is counseling. It is through counseling we will identify those who have serious problems that require intensive treatment. Please, don't let your policy be suspension and dismissal. Because when you send them out of the school and send them to the streets, they will wait for you in the future and be the bandits an armed robber. Say God forbid.
God forbid.
Then, for the youth leaders, development leaders, and all that, we are encouraging you to please provide alternative to drug activity. How can you do it? You are doing it now. The Aiyepe Day celebration. All those beauty pageants, cooking competition, and all those activities can be, we can, make it more frequent than once a year. It can be twice a year because of resources, paucity of funds. It can be twice a year. We can organize for youth and organize for the adults. So that from time to time, we will create this social consciousness in the mind of the young people and the adults. Then for the religious leaders, unfortunately, I cannot identify any imam or pastor here. Well, I want to believe that meeting you said you will organize for older stakeholders. We will have religious leaders there. They have a duty and a responsibility to preach and to counsel. Enough of prayer deliverances in our churches and special sermon and program in the mosque. Can we please host drug counseling programs or outreaches in our mosques and churches? It is about time that we host crusade against drugs in our religious houses. Then, for the local groups, the youth groups, who are the youth leaders here? You look like a youth. Okay, so next time, we hope we can talk to them. They can also come up with various programs. The Remo youth is quite active in this regard. They are doing so much. As a matter of fact, those handbills, please bring them up. Let's share some for the item request. And then, don't worry with the item. By myself, with my own hand, I will give our leaders so that they can see what youth are doing. We are looking forward to Aiyepe doing similar things. Please, we encourage you to tell your leadership to please support us. You will see the logo of Raymond Youth here. Don't worry, mommy, I will give her myself. If you come back, you go collect. If you not come back, I will come back. Alright, so our leaders can begin to do much more. I won't give this one because of when we talk like this, let me tell you scientifically, it is established that out of the lot we say, just a small fraction will stick. Especially when people don't follow up with reading materials. It is said that the faintest pen is sharper than the best of memories. So, if we go out like this, imagine if Aiyepe has printed things like this, it will go round. But because we don't have it, I don't know if what we have here can go round. Otherwise, you know those who have actively participated, we will be giving them first. Then, okay, you can give teachers. Please, our teachers, when you are giving, please make sure those who will collect are people who are here. Don't keep any copy for people who are not here, because they are the ambassadors. So this is the much I can say. There is need for community support for NDLEA. In production of things like this, we are also looking forward to having a rehab center here. We are in talk with our chair, our president.
Yes, sir.
And we are hoping that Aiyepe will be the solution to Southwest. In the whole of Southwest, we don't have rehabilitation center that is, certified. We are hoping that Aiyepe can solve that problem for the Southwest. It has great potential. And we are also hoping for more collaborations. But this is the much we can take for today. Thank you so very much for your patience and your discipline and your 5. By God's grace, we will see again next year on a higher level. Thank you so very much. Now, we would like to give opportunity for just 5 questions so that my boss here can attend to you, and where necessary, I can support. Thank you so very much. Question and answer.
Before the question and answer session, no doubt about Ibadan is an orator. He's an orator. He has crossed the T's and dotted the I's. He has really tried. He has taken us far. And I believe you have seen the vices and visions, what I said earlier, the good deeds and the bad ones, and you will know where to belong. You should be good ambassadors of your school and your community. I'm happy you are all here. You are lucky to be here. After this session, you will also go around to preach the gospel to others, to enlighten others. Is that taking? Yes. So I believe you all enjoyed the symposium.
From here, it goes start to. Okay, so who is the presenter here? You will tell us the question and your solutions. Who is representing this group? So, I give you 2 minutes, meet in a cycle. The cycle will represent you and come and make your presentation. Quickly, you can change your sitting position. Mix up. I don't want to see the same school. Sitting together. Move to the back and meet with your teacher. Let them guide you. Stand up. You are allowed to change your position. Go and meet. And the cycle should represent